Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. We have a very special video today.
We're taking you on a field trip.
Is it wobbling? You know why it's wobbling? It's crazy windy out here.
Is. So, you know what we need to do?
What?
Let's find a better place to film.
Let's do it. Ready?
Ha!
Look at that.
Excellent.
That's awesome. We are in the caboose.
Yeah, this is the candy caboose. So when you go on the train excursion, candy caboose comes along and they do all kinds of things here. Like they toot the horn, they let off the guy to do the switch brake.
Okay, you guys, we wanted to show you the amazing experience we had last weekend. It was incredible. We got to ride the Aspen Crossing railway. I never know which one it's called. I think it's the railway.
Yeah.
To ride the train, and there are different train themes here. So you can do like, in the winter they have the Polar Express. In October they have the Train of Terror. All summer they have like princesses and superheroes.
They have champagne brunch. They have sunset. They have the Prairie tours. We went on the Prairie tours.
Yeah.
It was amazing. We actually saw the Mosley and toured the Mosley grain elevator.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just the ride, it goes nice and smooth and slow. Well, Lisa didn't think it was smooth and slow. Tell us about why you didn't think it was smooth enough or slow enough for you.
Well, I feel like everything has pros and cons. So there are so many pros to riding this train. But for me, I get motion sick really easily. So it was a little bit of a tricky thing for me. I had my ginger tablets with me. And the funniest thing though is that I can't ride backwards in like, you know, like if you're on a train or on a bus and you end up in a seat that is making you go backwards, I get super nauseous if I do that.
So we did the switch thing.
So this train actually has single track, so it goes like one direction and then it goes another direction and then another direction. So it goes back and forth. And every time it would switch direction, Kent and I would get up out of our seats and we would switch sides of the table.
We'd do the little dance. It was fun.
And then here's your plate and here's my coffee.
Now, I didn't think that was the funniest part.
Oh, didn't you? I thought it was hilarious.
The funniest part was when 4-year-old Lisa showed up.
Oh, yes. That's true. So I have a tale to tell you. We always say you need to grab life by the tail, and we have tales from our past. Yeah. All of us do. You guys do too, I know it. And one of my tales from the past is when I was about 4 years old, we took a train ride from Edmonton to Ottawa, and it was terrifying for me. Because...
nice, and awesome.
I have some good memories of that trip too, but in between the train cars, if you've never ridden on a train before, when you go from car to car, there's like this...
transition?
Like heavy rubber flooring, or here they've got steel plate flooring between the cars where the hitch is between each car. But you can see the ground underneath, and it's loud and it's dark and it's scary when you're 4 years old. Yes. So I was quite afraid as a child. I remember crying, asking my dad to carry me over, and he was like, "You're brave, Lisa, you can do it, you can walk across, it won't hurt you." And I was just scared. So
So we stepped up onto it, and when we first went across from car to car, and the floor is doing this on the plating, and there's a bit of sway from side to side and the clanking. Yeah. Well, all of a sudden Lisa went, "Oh!"
It was just a little bit like I just had this flashback of being 4 years old and being afraid of
terrified,
but going between the cars on the train. So Kent thought it was hilarious though, because
I reached out my hand, and all of a sudden,
instead of going like, "Oh, thanks," I was like, "Dad's grab his hand."
And her voice went higher.
I got over it. It's fine. It's not scary, you guys. But
she
was
progressed quite rapidly.
It was fine. And the train is not fast.
No.
It was nice and slow. There's an outdoor car though. That was really cool to be able to stand outside and just watch the prairie fields. We saw lots of deer.
Yes. And the saloon car has a wide open area where you can go up against the railing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw deer. We saw the coulees, which is the serpentining little rivers that can swell up in June. Yeah. And we saw so much. It was excellent. Hey, you know what? I think we just showed you some of it. Wasn't that cool?
So another really neat thing about this particular themed event is that they have the Steele Scouts. So Sam Steele was, well, you know what? We are so bad at history. You guys go look it up. Google Sam Steele in BC and Alberta and what he did for the history of Canada. He was involved with the Riel Rebellion. And anyway, so they actually bring the Steele Scouts here on site, and so you get to meet them and talk to them about the history of the area, and they're there to symbolize what life was like back in the day. And they also were at the grain elevator.
So they were here at the entrance, they were at the grain elevator, and then they finished off with the little show at the end. It was excellent.
It was that little show at the end was pretty fun. It was hilarious.
So much of this...
Hang on. Train robbery at the very end is what Ken's talking about. It was awesome.
How's it going today? Doing well. How about yourself? Very well.
And that lifted the grain out of the pit up into the top of the elevator. Once it was up there, there's a series of...
I know. Nobody ever gives you any loves. Ever.
Oh. Wait for Bob train! We'll wait for you. Oh, God. Up to you, mister. All right, I need a helper. Who is it?
That's a revolver. Oh, my.
Again. Oh, no. Careful. Careful. That's the robber.
So much of everything that we experienced that day, from the beginning of getting our tickets to having a reserved seat to having a dinner on the train while we're being transported.
P.S. The dinner was amazing.
The dinner was excellent.
Absolutely incredible. Roast beef dinner.
It was all, you know what? It was so well packaged and just excellent.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So another cool thing about the Steele Scouts is that they actually camp on site for the weekend. So you're sitting there by the fire. You can hear the horses whinnying in the background. They'll ride them around to get them their exercise. They're super friendly. You can chat with all of them and pet the horses. And so if you're a horse person, it's pretty fun to be here on that weekend that they're doing the Alberta Prairie train ride.
You know, the one thing that's amazing about a train ride is just the whole train experience. With the clanking and the way the cars go and the transporting between the cars.
And the rocking back and forth.
And it's just, oh my gosh, that's how all of North America was connected back 150 years ago. That was the way it was connected. We went up to Whitehorse and the entire area there was connected by steamboat. But every city and the cartage happening in those cities was all built on rail. So when they're doing mining, even if it's only 30 miles of rail to get to the port, they build it, they put on the train, and they transport everything back and forth because that's the heavy lifter.
It's just really neat to be connected to the history of... I mean, we've been living in Calgary for lots of years. But before we went on the road, I think it was like 14 years, 13 years, something like that. So it's just neat to be connected to the history of the area. Kent's family were all farmers in Saskatchewan, so the railroad was a big part of that as well, for
transporting
the grain and to bring the people in and all those things.
And all the goods, everything we've got.
Yeah, so it's just been really neat to learn that history,
yes,
to experience it firsthand here, and it's been, to be able to go on this train is a special treat for us as
oh my
hosts.
gosh.
So, they also have a candy caboose.
Yeah.
It's a candy shop in this caboose right here. So it's right there.
Exactly.
It's so cool. And while you're on the train, while you're riding, you can just wander around. You can go through the saloon cars, through the dining cars, through the viewing areas, nice big windows. You can just sit there and watch the scenery go by.
So who should go on the train? Children?
Oh, also there's a historian that wanders the train. So if you have any questions, he'll answer your questions for you.
Children?
Everybody should go on this train.
Yeah, there was every part of...
Absolutely.
Everybody who goes camping, everybody who doesn't go camping was on this train represented, so...
I will say that if you have mobility issues, that might be a concern, because I don't think there is a wheelchair ramp or a lift anywhere that I saw.
Right.
So other than that, you would be able to come up here.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. I don't know if they're working on that, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think it's a great experience. It is fun. We get to, as camp hosts, one of our jobs is to actually what's the word?
Well, it's police.
Protect the crossings, police the crossings, to make sure that it's all safe here as the train leaves the campground and comes back again.
So when the train whistle goes...
But to be on this side and be in it when that happens was actually pretty special. Anyway, I hope you guys had fun today with us. We just got to show you some of the stuff that we experienced.
For all you train buffs, I think you're like, that was awesome.
Awesome. That's great. Leave in the comments below if you have ridden on a train before. Not everybody has. And we're also privileged that we're in Canada.
Yep.
And we are able to ride a train.
And have dinner and all those other things on a train.
Anyway,
I'm looking forward to being in the engine when they are going down the track.
That would be cool.
That's going to be fun.
Awesome. You guys, you take care. Go grab life by the tail. I'm Lisa.
My name's Kent. We're Living Light RV.
We are grabbing life by the tail. We're helping you guys do the same thing. Have a fabulous week, and we'll see you guys next Friday. That's great. Oh, I got a good shot from here. Let's do it.
That worked.